This is a property on 9619 South 60th Street. Mr. City Engineer. Or who's going to do this? Mr. City Engineer.
So there is a small parcel. I don't know if you have the map ready to pull up, but it's on, it's actually just up the street from the current Strauss facility. I forget the acreage, it's a very small acre. 1/10 of an acre. And it used to be a well site for the city water facility, a pump house. Now that the city uses Lake Michigan water, well pump is no longer needed. There you go. And so this site has been vacant. We have abandoned all the pipe. The well has been abandoned per DNR requirements. The casing is still there, but all the pipe, as I understand, has been removed for the ancillary piping to and from the former well site. We had a request from an adjacent property owner to purchase that so he could more square off his property and possibly improve his parking and some other things he has some ideas about, which I'm sure would come before this commission as a site plan commission. City attorney found some documentation, statute that says anytime the property goes to or from city property, so like basically it's city property to private property and vice versa, that we should bring it before the plan commission, or we shall bring it before the plan commission. So that's what these two items are. The first item is one we are looking to get rid of. I don't know if I need to go into how we priced it, but we Common Council discussed the price and offer has been made and it looks like it's been agreed upon. So it has yet to be transferred to property, but before it transfers, we need to talk about it here.
Price is competitive. Price is competitive. It's not a buck. Mr. City Attorney, you want to opine or should we just move on? Any questions from the commission?
Only that plan commission recommends for.
Turn your microphone on, please.
Plan commission recommends on the sale of any city property to the Common Council pursuant to section 6223 sub 5 of the Wisconsin statutes, which is same citation because it's a sale, comma, acquisition, goes both ways. So that's it. It's referred to the plan commission for consideration and report before final action is taken by the Common Council. That's it.
Question from the commission. Seeing none, is there a motion to recommend approval of the land sale of the property located at 9619 South 60th Street?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The record reflect Alderman Dandry has left the meeting about 5 minutes ago. Motion carries 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ayes, one absent. Okay, then we move on to the next item, which is purchase of a land in the 8100 block of South Lovers Lane Road. Purposes for a water tower and a community park.
As I mentioned earlier tonight, that the water tower park has been needed, actually a water tower in the eastern zone has been needed for quite some time. The city needs more water in the air, and so the water utility has gone through some effort to do some investigative work. And we've identified a location. It's on South Lovers Lane, south of Target, actually south of the Baptist Church. There are 4 parcels. The current owner would like to sell all 4 at the same time. The city utility has been talking with the City Parks Commission, and Common Council is in agreement that this could be a shared use. So a portion of it would go to our tower site, and a portion of it could be a park site. The thought is it would be more of a passive park, possibly. Our master plan does show this site as a park site. I forget the term. No, it was a
Neighborhood.
actually it wasn't even a neighborhood park, but it was intended to be a small park. And so it's located here. And the thought is this could be a passive park for a lot of wetlands, a lot of natural features, a lot of buckthorn, a lot of things that, would make a nice trail through the area. And so we are in the process of negotiating a price with the sellers. That price is, as I am not aware, has been agreed to yet. There's been some counteroffers, but regardless, we'd like to make a recommendation to Common Council that this would be appropriate for the city to purchase.
Your water tower is going to go up in this corner?
I can show you.
Big button.
So we're actually talking with DOT about providing a new access off of Lover's Lane. And the situation is with the wetland issues, it'd be very difficult. Nothing's impossible, but it'd be extremely difficult for DNR to allow us to come off of the shared access drive and access our tower site. So the thought is that we've been talking with DOT that we will have some spaces, small pavilion / restroom possibly. Anything larger than that, we would have to figure out how to make access from the shared lane. But we would, so the tower would go about right there where my pointer is, and then you would potentially drive past the tower to a small parking area, and then you could walk and enjoy yourself from the park.
Questions for staff? Commissioner Haley, push your button.
Thank you, Mayor. My question is as to how we got to this location. And maybe I'm just missing something, but last I remember major water wise, we did upgrades to the facility at 76th and Putes, built a building there. We've got a water tower there. And my understanding at the time was that we were going to put another tower up on there, and the
Correct.
building was set up to accommodate both water mains coming in and helping that. How did we get from that concept to this one, and
So-
why in this location?
Okay, I can answer that. So most people don't realize that the city of Franklin actually has two water zones. We have an eastern zone and a western zone. So the Putes Water Tower is on it's on our eastern zone. We need water storage in the western zone for helps the fire protection and some other issues. So we don't, if you have a fire and the pump has trouble keeping up, we do have some water in the air. So the water utility looked at, I want to believe, 5 sites. We identified, actually, we further investigated how to provide more water storage on the west side. So we looked at basically put another tower beside the fire department tower out here. The fire department would prefer that tower not be there because they have some expansion ideas in the future. We looked up towards maybe Hell's Corner, some areas. We tried to identify parcels that might be appropriate. We did find 5 parcels in this area. So this was one, a couple others were to the south. And then there's some parcels right here on a abandoned, if you will, there's actually a right of way that goes behind these houses. So we even entertained that idea. Long story, with the Board of Water Commissioners, they decided that this was the optimum place. It's a little more uphill. And so that's where we did our soil borings. We did the geotech work. We've done enough investigative work to determine that would fit there. We did some wetland issues. That was discussed with the Common Council. Common Council, then we expanded. We haven't finalized the report, but there is a much larger investigative for wetland and natural features in this whole area. And that's why we wound up here.
Is there still a potential for this over at Putes Road for another tower there, or?
Yes, sir. Sometime in the future, but again, that's the wrong zone. So when we need more water in that zone, we would put a water tower there.
Very good. And I assume you're gonna go there, but checking with the FAA on heights and contours and stuff.
Almost
it's a
definitely.
major approach to the east-west.
And just to be clear, this site would also have space for 2 towers. So we would only put one up in the beginning, but the second one would go up there. We talked about a whole variety of options, and it was decided that this is the best option to put 2 new towers up in this location.
Or one that can be expanded?
Well, you don't really expand a tower. So,
What kind of height are you looking at?
what's that?
How high? 150.
I do not recall information.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Is there a motion to recommend approval of the land sale of City of Franklin property located approximately 8100 block of South Lovers Lane Road?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, 5 ayes, no noes, 1 absent. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.